Good morning. Today I kind of want to talk about the power of handheld gaming and the power of having something very easily, readily available, and especially something that is dedicated to one specific task. In my other videos, you know that I basically have been always talking about redirecting your mental energy away from your phone into something that is dedicated, for example, a camera, a physical notebook, audiobooks instead of doomscrolling, but also retro gaming like the Anbernic for gaming, so that you can basically switch off your brain without having the fear of any notifications from your phone, right? And now that I've gotten the ROG Xbox Ally gaming Windows PC, handheld gaming Windows PC, and I think that is something that I really want to underline. I see a couple of more benefits and especially a few caveats that you need to consider when you are using that device. So again, to repeat myself, I want a device that kind of redirects my mental energy from my phone away to a specific device in order, or not in order, always with the goal, not only for pure entertainment, but also to kind of switch off my brain for a couple of minutes. The older you get, the more responsibilities you have, the more weight is on your shoulder, right? And the more important it is to sometimes switch off your brain for a couple of minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, maybe half an hour tops, because again, we have responsibilities, right? Not only to not to escape and to ignore our problems, but to kind of refresh our brains because we concentrate on one specific thing, in this case gaming, to then get back refreshed. So when I bought the ROG Ally handheld device, just like on my Anbernic, I am gaming, and more importantly on the Anbernic, you can switch it on or switch it off and you return to exactly the place where you left off in the game, which in my humble opinion is the power of these retro gaming handheld devices. Not only are they small and easy to kind of bring along, and the ease of use of this device being able to kind of use wherever you are, and more importantly switch on and be wherever you left off in the game, but also switching it off whenever you have to return to work without kind of fearing that you lose progress in the game is such a, no pun intended, game changer. So when I got the ROG Ally, yes, it's a big device, but I've never intended it to kind of bring it wherever I go. I rather intend it to be something that I have either on my work desk and play a game whenever I have a short break, or play whenever maybe I'm in the living room, but the TV is occupied. And that is what I wanted this handheld device to be. And for the last few weeks, I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy, and I love it, especially considering once you know what you're doing with the ROG Ally, because the power button on that one puts the device to sleep, which is not the same as on the Anbernics, meaning it goes to sleep, but it drains the battery and it's not properly bringing you back to the point where you left off. If you switch it to Hibernate, it's basically the same like on the Anbernic. You switch it off, you leave where you are in the game, and then you switch it on, don't lose any progress, and you can start away playing right away. So 100% the goal that I wanted to have with that device, having it at home, be able to pick it up wherever, whenever, without fearing, oh, is the TV maybe occupied? Oh, do I have to kind of load up the game? Do I have to switch on the TV? I have a smart TV. It takes about 20 to 30 seconds to boot up. All of those minutes add up and make it difficult to kind of squeeze in those 5, 10, 15 minutes of gameplay. So the device, the ROG Ally, really helped me to solve that kind of, in air quotes, problem, or achieve the goal that I wanted. So yesterday, or a couple of days ago, I bought Division 2 on the Xbox store, and I wanted to play that, and I realized something that I totally forgot, because I played Division 2 previously, but I did not remember that it has to be always online, and it always has to do at least a handshake with the Ubisoft servers to say, okay, we're starting the game now, please save the progress and stuff like that. Which means this Hibernate function did not work. So whenever I pushed the power button to put it in Hibernate, it loses connection to the server. It's not able to kind of do those handshake moments with the Ubisoft server, and then when you go back into the game, it basically says, oh, you got disconnected to the server. You lose your gaming progress, and what I wanted to achieve did not work. Fortunately, with digital games, you have a 14-day return policy, so I was able to return it. And I got myself the game Witcher 3 yesterday because it was on sale on Steam. And I also tried to confirm, yes, it doesn't need to have an always online mode. So supposedly I will be able to play just like in Hogwarts Legacy, playing whatever, push the power button, leave, push it again, and go back to the game. So the bottom line of this story is basically, yes, get yourself a handheld device, in my humble opinion, because it is a very effective tool from my perspective to utilize as something to help your mental health or your work load during the day. Because let's be real, yes, we all have or are able to work through a day and accomplish everything in those 8 to 15 hours that you might have to work, and accomplish everything that we need to do. But let's be real, if we take a couple of breaks, if we're able to switch off our brains and get back to whatever we have to do with a fresh perspective, we will be so much more effective, and we won't be that exhausted once the day is over. So utilizing something like that, although it might be frowned upon the older you get, because yes, I know if you're over 40 or whatever it might be and someone sees you with the Game Boy, they might scoff at you, but who cares? It's fun, and if it helps you to kind of get re-energized, because you can dive into whatever story, Hogwarts Legacy, Pokemon, Tetris, Wario Land, or Streets of Rage, and then go back to work with a fresh mind, no one can argue that that is bad. So that is why I think these devices are great. And again, with the caveat, if you get an ROG Ally, like I did, Xbox Ally, and yes, there is a better version. I got the base model, but I got it for 450 euros. If you can get it for a good deal, for 450 euros, which is much cheaper in Germany at least than a refurbished Steam Deck with only 64 gigabytes. That Steam Deck, I wanted to get that, but it did refurbish cost 650 euros. So it was a no-brainer for me to get the ROG Xbox Ally for 450 refurbished. If you can get that, I would say go for it. And again, treat it as something, okay, I want to use it as a tool, as something with the goal to get those 15 minutes of playtime in. But please keep in mind, depending on the game, kind of make a little bit of research. Is this a game that needs to be online always? For example, I would say all of those shooter games, Division 2, those games are really difficult and will require you to kind of be always online, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. But I would say any other game would be perfect to play on the ROG Ally Xbox version. And yeah, let me know, what are you playing at the moment? Are you considering getting one of those handhelds? Comment below. And maybe check out my last video about decision fatigue versus commitment. Check it up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. That way we see each other in the next video. Thank you very much.